All right, guys, it's Sunday night. It's a live showcase for City Sticker Chris, and he's in the chat. Sean, I got 6 of you guys in here. How you doing? I got the Huntsman coming in. I got Jerry Albritton in here. What's up? City Sticker Chris is in here. I'll be posting that link here real quick, bud. You can pick that up. Good evening, Huntsman. How are you? So, just got back from Jersey yesterday evening, and I had a good time down there with M&K Outdoors and the Line Cook. We had a pretty good time. We ended up getting 71 clams in about 2.5, 3 hours. And, of course, the Line Cook, he did his job and cooked us up a good meal. And by the time we were all done, we were all stuffed. Huntsman's busy, but he's here. Survival LT, how you doing this evening? Survival LT, are you under 1K? Geo Bushcraft, how you doing? I saw you did a tour on the trailer. I haven't got there yet. I haven't watched it yet. But we got 9 in the house. I'm going to be bringing Chris up on panel here shortly. Outdoor Life in Oklahoma coming in. Got 11 in the house. You like the hat? Yeah, it's JV. It was JV Hunting. He's JV Outdoors, the Evangelist, and it's Genesis 9 and 3. All right, so next Sunday will be Father's Day, so I probably won't do a live showcase. I may go live. I don't know if I'll do the showcase, but the following Monday, Survival LT will be that channel. So we got that taken care of. Survival LT. If you're good with that, just give me a thumbs up. Tell me that's okay. If you're interested, just let me know. Unpaved Explorer in the house. All right, Chris, I'm going to get this thing posted here real quick and get you up here. And got 14 in the house, guys. If you see my banner down here below, there is the channel that we're showcasing tonight is City Sticker Chris. We also are supporting Wildman 307 Outdoors right here and Freezer Bound Outdoors. They're both over 900. We're going to try to get them to 1K. Tom Cutledge coming in the house. How's it going? All right. I got to get Chris up here. How you doing, Chris?
Good, good.
Good. I want to try and there we go. Hopefully that's I don't know. I always try to bring my YouTube on my cell phone, and for some reason the last couple of weeks it hasn't been. It like freezes up on me. But
you getting a lot of feedback?
I am getting a lot of feedback. Yes.
Okay.
Yep, everybody's saying they're getting an echo as well. Okay, Survival LT is he's a go for not next Sunday, the Sunday after. There's M&K coming in here. I am hooked on clams now. Believe it or not, I like them raw the best, actually. Thought for sure I was not going to be good with that, but we got her done. I did a lot better on the clams than Mike did on the room temperature sweet tea, unsweetened tea.
Got her done. I did a lot better on the clams than Mike did on the.
Yeah, you might you have earbuds or.
Got her done. I did a lot better on the clams than Mike did on the.
Oh, I know. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Oh, I know. Hold on. Give me 1 second. All right. We got a feedback now. Trying to see if I have one of my devices or I'm going to shut down my YouTube side. Small Water Charters in the house, Coastal Fever TV. I'm going to shut down my YouTube side.
Still a little bit.
Yeah, that's not coming. I don't believe that's through my side. No, I shut everything I have down. Do you have another feed running on your side, Chris, by chance?
I have 2 tabs open. One says StreamYard and one says live chat.
Okay, on the live chat, go see if you can go over there and hit the mute button.
And do what?
That might help.
Close the StreamYard one?
Well, I wouldn't close it. Go into your tab that is the live showcase, and see if you can mute the feed.
Okay, gotcha.
That's what I do over on my side here. Is I'll mute that side.
Okay, I muted the live chat side. I just have StreamYard open.
Okay, and you can hear me through StreamYard and that side. Okay.
We're good now. It must have been on my end.
Well, it was on my end.
Told you I wasn't technical savvy.
All right. That sounds like we got something going now.
Yeah, I think it's better.
So, real quick, like I always do, I'm going to get over to your channel here. Oh, and of course, I closed it down. Give me 1 second. All right, guys, let's take a look at Chris's about page. You guys will definitely be able to read this for yourself if you get over there. Go in the description. His name is Chris, born and raised in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Lived in the city life for 31 years and had enough. Our family bought a camp when I was 11. Fell in love with the outdoors, and my passion is bow hunting. City sticker is a play on words from my city slicker past. I am all about whitetail deer and enjoy bear hunting here in the forest of Jefferson County, around the Cooksforth area. I am by no means an expert hunting show host or blogger, but I am going to post raw photos and videos of outdoor things pertaining to hunting, but not limited to such. Posts may contain many of subjects that interest me, and I hope that they're entertaining for you as well. Please subscribe and follow along. You can view his email. You click on there, you can get that. Let me scroll down here. Do you have a Facebook or a?
I have a personal page on Facebook.
Okay. So as far as the channel itself, he has 183 videos, 99.3 thousand views, and 25 playlists. So definitely the playlist. If you guys want to get over there and check that channel out, go into the playlist, and he's got multiple years in there, and it's broken down very well. I did notice that. 6 videos in the past 30 days. So
Yeah, I've been a little preoccupied. That's why there's only that many. I've got a sick father in the ICU at the hospital.
Ooh. Well, sorry to hear that. And those of you guys that just heard that, say a little prayer. And I do know, I think it was it last week as well. I think you had mentioned something about him being in the hospital.
Yeah, Dad. Last November he was diagnosed with cancer, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and about March time they scanned him again, and they said that he was cancer-free now. Well, they told him, you're doing pretty good. Why don't you try and get that COVID shot? And I tried to talk my mother out of it.
Right.
Not that I'm against the shot, but Dad with chemo, he's all drawn down and no immunity. He got that shot, and 2 weeks later he come down with the COVID. Well, he ended up in the ICU unit. His heart was only working at 10% capacity, and he wasn't breathing well. So they went in and put a heart pump in. And what it is, it's called a balloon pump. It goes into the top of your heart. I guess everything's backwards on this camera. It goes into the top of your heart, and the aorta goes in the top. And what they do is they place a balloon on the end of a catheter, and it blows up and deflates just as fast with puffs of air, puffs of helium and nitrogen, actually. And it helps the heart pump. And for a day, he was great. But during the night, the balloon burst in his chest and pumped helium and nitrogen all through his blood system, which caused an embolism, which went to his brain, which caused a mini stroke, and it affected his swallowing. Mm-hmm. So, when you take a drink of water, your water goes to your belly. Dad's was like 20% of it was going down to his lungs. So that stroke kind of paralyzed that flap in there.
Right.
So he's getting therapy for that. He's doing a little better today. I talked to Mama earlier. So any prayers are appreciated. And I am a faithful guy. I'm a church going guy. Any of you guys that are out there that are prayer warriors, I would covet those prayers. Thank you.
Well, I know we got quite a few of them in there.
That's good. That's good. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Got what's that guy doing? He's in here saying he had the vaccine as well. Coffee Outdoors, Small Water Charters is in here. Coastal Fever TV's in here. JV Outdoors in here. Sending prayers your way. Live More Outdoors. Sending prayers.
I need them, man. Well, not me. My mom and dad need them. My mom's ragged. It's dragging her through the mud. But got to do what we got to do to get them out of there. So, yeah. Is what it is at this point. So you got some talking points written down, Boxy, would go over?
Yeah.
As you can see, I'm in my basement. My kids are homeschooled because I live in the sticks. I'm in the homeschool right here. So ignore all this back here.
Nothing wrong with the sticks. That's for sure.
No.
After Five's in here. We got Frontier Survival. It's good to see all you guys. We got 21 in here. We're going to get to talk a little bit here with Chris. So real quick, got to meet you and your buddy Dave.
Yeah, Dave was with me
up at the rendezvous.
Yeah,
and something real quick I wanted to mention. So I thought Dave actually looked familiar to me. And, so when I got home, of course, I'm checking out, your guys' channels and stuff. And so, of course, I subscribe to yours. And then I get over to Whitetail Obsession Outdoors, and I'm already subscribed.
Yeah.
I've actually watched plenty of his videos.
How funny is that, huh?
So it was pretty cool. And then, of course, when I got to watching some of the videos, I was kind of bummed that I didn't get a lot of time to actually spend and talk to you guys because there's a lot of things that I'm not going to even get to go over tonight in this live. But you guys got an awful lot of good information.
Yeah, I don't want to take away from your talking points, but I'll start it out if you don't mind.
That's where I was going.
Okay, I'm going back to the roots now. Okay. I'm going to be 50 years old this year. I've been hunting with a bow since I was 17. And I'm kind of a loner type guy. I don't have a whole big circle.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a very small circle, as a matter of fact. But archery was always a passion of mine. And I started out with a bear recurve, shot some deer with the recurve, moved up to a compound, and I started really hurting on some deer. Man, I just loved it. But fast forwarding a lot of years, how this whole YouTube thing came about is Dave and I met at the Great American Outdoor Show down in Harrisburg. And we have together, we have grown to know a lot of people through videos and things. And one of the guys that we grew to know was a company called Antler Grow. Mm-hmm. And we spray Antler Grow on food plots, and it's a foliar feed for your food plots. Okay. Well, Dave just happened to be hooked up with the company already. Mm-hmm. And I was there purchasing product, and he was sitting in the booth, and I started talking to him, and just one thing led to another. And then he was wanting to get a piece of property here, not too far from my house, within an hour. And he needed some help on that property. And so I was able to get him some lime and stuff he was lacking. He couldn't find anybody to deliver him lime, of all things. Wow. So I got it hooked up with a local guy here in town, and they delivered it out to the spot. And I said, well, who's going to help you spread all of this? And, I got a couple buddies, Well, nobody showed up. And I told him, well, I'll come over and help you. No big deal. So we spread tons and tons of lime this one day. And in return, he's like, well, I think I'm going to be leasing this property as long as I can. He's like, if you want to hunt here with me, that'd be cool. So that's how we first hooked up. And like you said, he's been on YouTube for like 5 years now. So when I met him, he was only like 3,000 subscribers, mm-hmm. And I mean, and that's good. 3,000 subscribers is nothing to sneeze at. But, since I've been with him for the last 3 years, I say but he's a hard worker. I mean, he gets it done. I mean, he owns that channel. We call me a co-host, but we help each other on each other's channel. We do work with each other on food plots and things, and filming and things. And I mainly went over and just started filming with him. And you know how that opens up doors, having that second person there, and you got someone to film you, getting action shots. You're not trying to self-film. Self-filming can be cheesy sometimes. You're setting it up and it looks generic, and you got to fake it or something, to make it look like it's, putting together a whole story. Sometimes you got to play the role. But it's cool because we get to do stuff live on camera. I'm filming him or he films me. There's some of our hunts there you'll see on in those playlists. He'll shoot one and I'll shoot one, or turkeys. We 1, 2, 3, boom, we shoot. Whatever. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I was just starting to help him out, and it just blossomed. And I just had, he had cameras, I had cameras. We had all these angles, and we were making good videos. And the channel grew and blew up. And he's up to like 20,000 subscribers now. Mm-hmm. And so I don't want to sit here and take credit for him going from 3,000 to 20.
It's all about the cameraman.
It's all about the cameraman and the good help. But he works hard at it. He's got a good channel. And
John is saying it's the cameraman too. He says his wife has a great cameraman. Good looking is a bonus.
Hey, Mark J, I see you said hi. How you doing?
Mark J's in the house.
Yeah.
Tom Kellich is in the house.
Yeah, so that's how he and I hooked up. And then I did food plots for I'm probably going on about a dozen years of food plotting.
Mhm.
And we've together, he and I mean, it's we get it done, and we're not. A lot of guys are always asking us, "How come you don't no-till and all this stuff?" Well, we're tilling guys. We like to till. I don't know. I mean, that's the way it's been since Bible days. It works, and that's the equipment that we have. If we had no-till drill, we would probably try some of that, but we don't. So this is the way. That's
you actually have like it was almost like a podcast type thing that you guys did that's on your channel that I watched, and you guys talk about that very thing.
Yeah, we had a situation where there was supposed to be the virtual outdoor shows this year. All kind of people were trying that thing, and they told us this one event. I'm not gonna name them because it ended up bombing anyhow. But the video was awesome that we sent them, and we had it was actually they gave us a half-hour slot we was going to have as a seminar that goes in this outdoor show, and they contacted us. We didn't know these people from Adam, and they contacted us and said, we want you guys to do a seminar for our show. So we did. We shot 45 minutes of video and got it edited down to 35 minutes. And we were like, hey, you give us that extra 5 minutes? And they were like, yeah, sure. Yeah. So yeah, we dropped a bomb there, man. It turned out really good. Really good. So yeah, and we've been fortunate. We've been getting some partnerships and things. Here's one of them. Domain Outdoor LLC out of Wisconsin, a seed company. They're providing the seeds for us this year. So
I'm actually going to play a video that you guys plant that seed. It's actually in the pasture that you guys actually turned the pasture into a food plot, which you guys have a playlist on that.
Yeah, I got a whole playlist of that. That's actually across the road from my house right here. Yeah. That was a horse farm. 20 years, never been tilled.
Right, and then you took about 2 acres of that, I think, and put it into a food plot.
2 acres of it that's corner to corner. That's in the back of the field, all screened off. Yeah,
right.
Turned out really good.
So, one thing that I've always been interested in food plots. I got to do it for a little bit. My brother actually lives up near Reimersburg, so that's real handy to where you guys are at. And I'd actually put a couple a plot in, and I'd worked on it. I was actually getting in my 3rd year, and then him and I had kind of a falling out, so I haven't been doing that. But I do got a real good friend of mine here in Ohio that I'm going to be doing some food plots with him this year.
Yeah.
But one thing that I know, and you mentioned this in your videos, and I see you guys doing the clearing and stuff, and a lot of people don't realize that probably other than your soil, a lot of times need that lime and you need the fertilization, but sun really is the key.
Oh, yeah. You gotta have the sunlight for the photosynthesis to occur. If you don't have sunlight, you don't got squat.
Right. So, you brought that out, and it's kind of interesting to me because I'm listening to you guys put these food plots and stuff, and everything that I've actually read or studied on, or even I've done myself. I'm like I was on it. I was doing basically what you guys were doing. Unfortunately, now I don't have the land to do it, so I'm out of that. But you guys definitely got some good advice out there for people that even if it's just a small half-acre food plot.
We have clients sometime that call us, which we didn't even mention that. Well, Dave and I go out and we do some consulting, and we've had clients call and they pay us to come out to show them how to plant a micro plot. It might be 1/8 of an acre, 1/4 of an acre, and we've gone out as much as, a couple hundred acres, and toward people's places and, tell them whether to hinge cut here or select cut this to get the sunlight in, and, creating travel corridors to and from a destination plot. We tell them kind of what they should probably be planting in the areas where they're at, that type of thing. And that blew up pretty quick too. We couldn't get to them all this year.
Right.
We had, I think we took 15 clients this year, and
Nice.
I think we run that through Dave's website, or through his email. I mean, and I think he said we had like 60 people try to get us to come to their property,
Right.
and it's blossoming.
So real quick, so really your channel, I kind of dissected. There's three things. There's your land management, your food plots, and then your hunts.
Yeah,
really, it's kind of what your whole channel
is. That's the majority of it.
Right.
Yep. I want to get
you sprinkle other stuff, right?
Yeah, I sprinkle some other stuff in. I want to get back into fishing and stuff here. I want to get back into that, and I want to get a bear hunt on video. Yeah. I've been trying. PA is hard because you can't bait or use scent.
Right.
And I've shot 2 bears with a bow now. And as much as I hate to admit it, last year I knocked my scope off. It was off 0. And I had a bear in front of me and I missed it. And I had the Tacticam running. So I was able to go back and watch the video and cry because it was like the easiest shot, like 70 or 80 yards at this bear, and I missed it. And I was like, what just happened? So I came home and shot the gun, and I was like 6 inches high left, but I was doing some serious brush beating a couple of days previous, and I must have bumped it off. Boy, was I upset. But, man, I want to get a bear hunt on video.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
We got Nicholas Green coming in after 5.
Hi, after 5.
Said he had to shoot a sow this afternoon, got hit by a car. Yeah, it's always bad.
Oh, my.
But, so a couple things. You mentioned about, you guys do the consulting stuff. I know the one that I had watched, you guys went up. I believe they had owned like 40 acres. It was up near New York.
Yes.
And they were experiencing some issues that you guys found out that the surrounding state game lands actually did some timbering or select cuts and stuff. And so the deer were actually kind of just working north of them.
Right.
And so you guys kind of go in there and explain, some things that they can do to actually get those deer to come, probably onto their property and stuff. And hopefully their hunting gets a lot better, right?
Yeah, we had to lay out a plan there because a lot of the trees were undesirable and a lot of them were old and dying. And he didn't have enough sunlight. The trees were too close together. But yeah, the issue was the surrounding area was game lands, and they went in and did a bunch of timbering, and they were planting food plots over there across the line, and he wanted to know, how he can get them on his side. And we said, well, you just got to have better quality, more attractable, better palatability, have your pH and have your soil correct, all your amendments, and you have that good stuff. They're going to come passing through at some point, They may not stay on his 40 acres because, game lands are huge. But we set him up a good plan, and he was a happy camper when we left him.
Good, yeah. All the help helps, right?
Oh, you gotta. There's a lot to it, but yet it's not rocket science either. There's a lot of guys out there that want to skip soil tests, and man, that's the cheapest $15 insurance you can buy. Just get that test and get that lime and fertilizer down according to the recommendations. There is a couple little technical things you need to know before you dump all that fertilizer on the ground. But it's not rocket science as long as you got someone to guide you through it,
Yeah, and that's the thing too. And you guys even mentioned you don't have to put food plots in. You don't have to have all this big machinery either.
No, you're going to see a lot of. In fact, I dropped a video yesterday. No machinery.
Yep, with the
except for the ATV.
Mhm.
Yeah, I had a drag harrow and a lawn roller and hand spreaders.
Yep.
I did cultivate it with a tractor. I did tear it up. The initial tear up was with a tractor, so it wasn't totally no till. But I mean,
Mhm.
we do stuff that every person in that chat right there can do if they own an ATV. And as a matter of fact, I don't even own the chain harrow or the lawn roller. I had 2 neighbors. Each one of them loaned me one of those things. The only thing I owned on that whole rig was the ATV and the spreaders. So you call a poor man plot. I was doing a poor man plot right there, and everybody
Yeah.
there can do it. And we can
Fish
tell
Hunt
you
Trap, Alberta, how you doing? So let's talk a little bit because I actually put the difference between a kill plot and a food plot. And what I'm calling a kill plot is, and I know you guys are putting in something similar to this, is so you got your main food plots, and then off of that, you got like a staging type area.
yes,
And
exactly.
you just kind of put in like a little plot in there. So when they come in the stage, that's where you're going to actually be hunting on. Freezer Bound Outdoors in the house.
Yeah.
So I actually, I was able to do this up on my brother's property. And, I went in there with just a garden, like an actual garden rake, 14 garden rake. And, it's probably about an eighth of an acre, but the way it come up through there, and I had a creek coming up through there, and then they come up through there, and then they have a big field on the other side, which was not us to hunt, and then they would come up into my brother's property, and then of course we had the food plot up on the hillside, so that it was just natural travel for them, and all I was trying to do is get them to have something to stop at. Just to
Exactly, because we call it destination plot because that's where they want to go. Mm-hmm. They're passing through the kill plot, like you said. They're going to be checking does coming through there, or they just put their head down and they just take a couple bites as they go. Something to slow them down and get a look at them and decide whether or not you want that shot. I mean, we hunt like on the edge of the destination and the edge in between the kill plots. And eventually it just funnels them right into that destination plot. So that's what we're calling the kill plot. So,
that's good stuff.
But there's, like you were just saying, one of the key things you got to do with these food plots is soil to seed contact. Like you said, you got the rake in there. If you got some grassy area that's full of leaves, you got to rake them leaves out of there, get some dirt exposed, and then you could throw that stuff in there. But that's the sunlight, moisture, do it before rain, soil contact. Got to have the amendments made too. If you watch one of my videos on soil samples, I threw out a bunch of statistics with the pH. Like if your pH is as low as only 5.5, 50% of your fertilization that you put on the dirt is wasted. The plants cannot uptake it into and be usable. So if you're not in an optimal, 6, 8, 7, 0, everything below that, you're losing optimum usage of the fertilizer. So you're basically taking a $50 bill, rip it in half and throw half away and put the other half in the dirt. It literally, when you go down the scale of pH, that's less and less fertilization that is usable. That's why the pH, that's why your soil test is so important to get that above 6.5 and keep it there. Just fun facts.
Yeah.
Some guys don't realize that. You're throwing money away if you're not at optimal level. So guessing is no good, and then there's some technical stuff. There's stuff called CEC, cation exchange, and basically when you get your soil test back, there's a CEC number there, and a rough estimate is you multiply that by 10. And that tells you how many pounds of fertilizer at a time you can put on your ground, and it'll be usable. Look at it as like a screen. Your dirt is a screen, And like you put the fertilizer on top and it'll tell you how fast it'll run through that screen and disappear. That's basically what it means, in layman's terms. It gets technical, but, and not only that, but if your pH is up here somewhere and you put hundreds of pounds of fertilizer on, a lot of people don't realize that fertilizer is filled with all those fillers and salts and stuff. And when you put all that fertilizer on at one time like that, it actually lowers your pH.
Mm-hmm.
So at planting, when we plant, to keep the pH high, we add a couple bags of lime to that fertilizer when we spread it all. Keeps that pH up where you need it, because eventually it'll start lowering the numbers on you because of all those fillers in that fertilizer. I mean, we could talk for days on this stuff. I'm telling you.
Right.
We get passionate about it.
That's why I just yeah, and I picked that up. So I know that your passion is archery hunting.
It is.
The food plot and the land management stuff, I can tell is kind of twofold there, right? Because
definitely.
Really your passion for putting in these food plots and doing it, and I guess providing the best quality food for the deer, because they're going to want, and a lot of people don't know this is, and you mentioned it, is you put something in, and if you don't have the soil where it needs to be, it's not going to be as sweet as the other stuff.
Palatability. Yep, won't be palatable.
Yeah,
exactly.
And so, putting all that time in, you want to have the rewards, right?
Yeah, there's some other things too. I mean, like, a lot of guys are forcing their hands right now, and like trying to plant brassicas and stuff right now. That's not a real good idea, because it matures before archery season, and that stuff gets like a thick stem, and it gets hard and woody, and it's not desirable to them. They want that young tender stuff. So like you want to plant stuff like that you want around for archery season, 45 to 60 days before your first hard frost. You want it to be young and tender so that they're coming through there. Definitely.
Right.
Yep.
So I want to run a video here. It's you, Frosty, and it's about a 4-minute video. I'll just put us off to the side and I'll have it running. And if you want to comment on it or anything, feel free. And it's of course that domain seed, and it's I like frost seeding. It's very simple for someone to do.
Yes.
And the mixes that you guys have is just perfect. The clover,
Right.
with the chicory, and there's the alfalfa.
This company we looked at, and their mixes make sense. A lot of these companies put stuff in to change the proprietary, to change it, to make it look different from the next guy's video, the next guy's seeds, but there's always stuff that they add in that's not even really good at the time you're planting the other things.
Right.
They just made sense with their mixes.
Yeah. So I actually had a buddy that helped me with my mix when I was up at my brother's, and that's what he went with. I had 3 different types of clovers, and we went with the alfalfa. And man, did it! I couldn't believe how well it did.
Yeah, and it's good to do some blends like that.
At a 2-acre plot. This is the plot from last year. It was called Pasture Plot. I had a whole episode, whole series of episodes over here. And as you can see, what's left, winter wheat, winter rye, it had brassicas in it. We're coming back. We're going to mix hot chick and comeback kid together, which is 2 clovers and chicory, with 4 clovers and an alfalfa.
I like their names of their mixes too.
Oh, they have hilarious names.
Real lightly. We don't need it real heavy. We're not depending on this, but this is just going to be filling in for the spots in between the winter wheat and winter rye. So we're going to mix these 2 together now. Let's do this.
Off the hook, just got back from a tournament.
Dump that in there.
So I have the same exact
Come
seed
back,
bag.
kid.
Yeah, Earthway's good stuff.
Together. Now together, these two jugs would only make like 1 acre. This was, I think, 1.8 acres total from the start. I think we saw last year. And so what we're going to do is mix this together in the bag. And
So Josh says by mixing
got
that, you
set
actually
lightly.
got a comeback chick.
my settings.
What's up, Josh?
I'm going to walk this
I
off.
figured you'd be in here watching.
Now, I'm going to have a screen along the edge of the woods here. I'm going to keep it out
Hey,
about
J&J.
15, 20 feet. So I'm not going to go
How you
too
doing,
close
bud?
to the woods line.
Yeah, we got John Reininger in here, huh?
Screen, the
Hunting
old
stuff,
screen,
J&J.
Yep.
John Coffey's in there.
This is going to be totally encased with screen.
And familiar names to me. If you guys could share the video, man, get this out there. Get some people watching.
Yeah,
Hi,
Big
John.
Bell coming in as well. Yeah, guys, share this out. Make sure you guys, if you don't have City Sticker Crits, get over there, watch the video. Make sure you leave them a comment. And guys, anybody can do that. I mean, he's trusted. He's basically just walking and throwing some seed.
Right?
Even find a shed once in a while, too.
Find a monster there.
There'll be a monster in a couple of years,
Yep.
especially if you keep feeding them like you are.
Oh, yeah, man, that plot turned out great.
We've just taken 2 half-acre jugs
He
Yeah.
heaved the soil.
to see the soil. is
The heaping soil,
right
heaving.
now. Perfectly. This
Dave
is
loves it when I say heave.
heave.
and a little rain on the way.
The importance of that is the freeze and the thaw action.
Yeah,
When
you
it
can see
gets
the
above
good
freezing during the day and drops to freezing overnight.
Really
Yeah.
nice.
How else do we have?
Tiny little seeds get worked into the dirt.
Okay.
Son's name, parents
That's
on the
my
shed.
boy.
That's your boy.
That's my boy. He's the one with the crones.
This is
Yeah,
gonna,
he's got crones.
Germinate real nice here.
It's my little hunting buddy.
We'll keep you updated.
No, I'll keep you updated.
Okay.
We're gonna keep you updated.
Share's over.
He's gonna keep us updated here, guys.
As you can see, we got comedic value too.
Yeah.
Dave and I. We're always joking around. Some guys don't like that.
Yeah.
Some guys don't like that joking.
Oh well, I do. I like to joke. I don't know.
It keeps it real.
You got to have. It's all about having the fun. That's what. That's
Yeah.
That's what, the way I
Some
look at it.
guy commented on one of Dave's videos, and I was in the video, and he was hating on me. He's like, that guy you got with you, he's horrible. He acts like he don't care about nothing. And I'm like, what are you talking about? We're here making a video to help you guys do food plots. How don't I care about you? You know, I had to laugh. We got a good chuckle out of it. Oh, well. Yeah, hilarious.
So that's basically. So what I have written down here, of course, is where did I put it here? The fruits of your labor. So of course, you putting in the labor of putting in these food plots. The biggest thing I guess I cannot stress enough, and for those that are watching that are interested in putting in food plots, is of course do it like you said, do it the right way. Get your soil tested, get your pH where it needs to be, get yourself down, some good seed, and kind of learn. You made a video of that you said, what did you do wrong or what did you get right?
Yeah.
And you work on it. So okay, if it didn't work, or what didn't work, and let's fix that.
Yeah.
and try something different the next year. But
Right. A lot of it's trial and error. I mean, especially if you don't have anybody to help you. I mean, you can reach out to us and we'll give you advice, best we can without seeing your place or whatever. But, we do, like I said, we do come out to people's properties if it's within a couple hour drives of us. But yeah, I mean, if you don't have like some good people around giving you good information, it hurts. I mean, because it hits you in the pocketbook. You know, like I was saying about that fertilizer earlier. You know, if you don't know how much fertilizer you can throw down at one time without half of it washing away and being no good, you're just throwing your money away, you know. Or like I said earlier about planting stuff too early and it gets woody and stemmy and it's not palatable. What good's a 2-acre plot of brassicas in September that are already mature? You know, because we can't hunt here in PA till October.
Right.
So when October comes, then they're really garbage. You know, they're really not going to do a whole lot with them. So, yeah, timing's everything sometimes, you know. So,
right.
Yeah, but there's a lot of other stuff on the channel there. Like I said, I'm going to try to get back into fishing, and there's some videos on me there doing some welding on some ATV hitches and stuff that we broke. I'm a welder by trade.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a welder by trade. That's what I do all day. So
that's I haven't seen my father in here. Of course, you know, I call him my #1 fan. He usually comes in here and at least says he's in the chat. But he was a welder for many years.
Yeah, so was Dad.
Yeah. So actually, him and my brother both are welders by trade.
Yeah, Dad was like 43 years, and I'm already at 31 years. So
yeah, I believe my dad had well over 30 to 40 years in.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get into some supervision though, so I can get my head out of the smoke.
Yeah.
You know, because nobody's looking out for my health but me, and I got a couple issues, but I don't want them to get worse. You know.
Right.
So, but yeah.
So what I want to show now is you're actually the PA opener from last year.
Okay.
I commented on this is one of the videos I did comment on, I think today, and we kind of had a little bit of conversation going back and forth.
Right.
And that's where the fruits of your labor, and because this hunt, it doesn't work out, you know, and you don't get a kill, but
right.
Just watching those deer filter in this video.
You got they're just coming from every direction, and you know they're under us. They're coming from across the road from us, and you roll the footage, man. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, when we climb a tree and we get up there, you know, if we don't see 25 deer in the field, we call that a slow night. You know, it's crazy. But yeah, we've got some critters around. We're feeding all the neighbors deer too.
Yeah. Fatten them up too, you know.
Yeah. Well, see, that was one of the things when we got that property. The deer were showing their rib cages and stuff, and there was nothing there. There was no ag around us. Now you don't see that. Now you won't see no rib cages.
Right.
Yeah, I think this was the opener from last fall.
We made it back to our evening.
This would have been from last fall. So, guys, he does have playlists. So he has from, I think, 2018, that year's hunts. He's got 2019 hunts in the playlist. And then this here is actually last year's PA opener. The reason I wanted to show this video, guys, is the fruits of his labor. So these food plots that he puts in and stuff. Just enjoy. And if you guys got any questions on food plots, you got to get a hold of Chris. And
definitely.
Yeah. Ask the question. There is one more thing I want to talk to you about here when we're done is
sure
your I forget what you call them, but your walls of stuff there.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. You see how high that stuff is?
Uh-huh.
My screening. Yeah, look.
Yeah, I think just right there you had like 8 or 9 deer in frame.
Yeah, and those walls screen off different sections of the field. That whole field's like 3 acres big. So we had it sectioned off like in 1 acre sections.
Good night, Dunlap. Yeah, I think that's the field. One of your videos you guys actually have, probably, it looks like drone footage.
Yes.
And to see how you guys have that that skirt, you know, how it covers different sections. Right?
Oh, the layout, yeah. Yeah, I believe I think Dave's drone is a Mavic or something like that, it's called. Does some really cool drone footage. I'd love to get one.
I'm in for a new actual main camera this year.
Okay.
My external mic port broke on me, so.
Oh yeah, I seen that. I seen that video. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. Daddy Ducks is getting immersed in some editing, but wants to let Chris and I know that great live stream.
Cool. Thanks, Daddy Duck. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not really following the chat much. I'm trying to concentrate on us. I don't know how you multitask like that, watching all that.
I don't do very good. I don't do very good with it. Thank you, Bushcraft.
Yeah.
Nice little buck right there.
We got so many up and comers, it ain't even funny.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you've seen some of those other. I had one in there called Shot a 10 point. A nice big buck there. Actually, Dave hit that deer, that 10 point. And just a little too low, just brisket.
Yep.
Like armpit and brisket. And he lived. So he's still there.
You actually have a video later on that you have a video of him coming up through the field.
Yes, I called it He Lived.
Yeah.
It's just a short. It's one of them shorts.
Yep.
And he's a nice buck. He had some really long brow tines. And yeah, really cool buck. I mean, we're not growing 180s yet or nothing, but we've only had the property for 3 years.
Right.
You know.
Well, and that's the thing. I think once you guys are working it, you're getting these food plots in, these deer coming in. They're just going to get bigger and bigger.
Yep. We even had deer.
It sounds like it's like donkey land.
They're everywhere, man. We even we had a dead deer on our property this year with a bolt sticking out of it. Somebody shot it on the neighbors, and they ran over on our side and died in the middle of our field there.
Oh.
So
That's
that was a wrap on opening
So there's
day.
the wrap there.
We only had one real
that.
opportunity.
Let me stop that here real
Just
quick.
pan out.
But it's funny that Doc says it looks like donkey land. So a good friend of mine, and anytime you kill yourself a mature doe, it's we always call them old donkey heads because their heads are they look like a donkey's head.
Right, they're so long in the snout too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We always call them donkeys.
There's a video there too where the early muzzleloader season. If you watch that, where we sit in a box blind, we bust 3 doe that same day.
Yes, I watched that.
I had 1 doe tag and a brand new CVA and I shot a monster doe.
Mm-hmm.
And then we jumped in the blind, and Dave was able to fill 2 tags. We got 3 out of the same box blind within like 2 hours.
Yeah,
that was a good night.
I did watch it. Matter of fact, his second doe he shot with your new
with my gun. Yeah, with my gun, because he shot his, and he's like, "How am I going to reload?" I'm like, "Just take my gun and use it." So he handed me his gun, and jammed some powder and power belt down it, and he picked up and blasted it. Yep. Yeah, kind of funny. Yeah, we've had some good hunts there. I mean, there's been a lot of times we've doubled up, and turkeys we double up on, and
Matter of fact, you guys have a turkey video that you guys doubled up on.
Yeah. Yep.
So
he was able to shoot his first PA gobbler here. Because Dave's from Maryland. I probably didn't mention that.
He is. One of the videos. Matter of fact, I think it was the video when you guys met with those guys that had the 40 acres up near. You had mentioned that he was coming up from Maryland, so I guess I assumed he lived in Maryland, and I knew you guys had that lease and stuff. So
he's around Baltimore City, and he said, like, he lost all his leases and stuff that he had down there, and a lot of stuff got posted, and he got kicked out of places and things. And he said it is so expensive down there, and he started looking on some websites for leasing companies, and he found this place, and he come and looked at the property, and then decided he wanted to try to lease it, and then he started looking into that food plot stuff and needed that lime, and that's how we hooked up finally.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. And we've been sitting. He and I sit in the booth at Antler Grove booth at the Harrisburg show, in case we ever get to have another show again, and if Antler Grove shows up, you'll probably see us at that booth.
Oh, that'd be cool.
If not, there's a couple other partnerships we have. If he don't come, we might sit in someone else's booth. We've got some people that we work with, and be pretty cool. Yeah, so, we made some good contacts with this all.
Yeah, that's good.
I just hate that my channel isn't getting the subs. Well, I get views like crazy, but I don't get those subs. I don't know why.
Yeah, so believe me, I was going to say your view count definitely does not reflect or I guess I should say your subscriber count does not reflect your view count, because you're almost up to it's 99.3 thousand views.
Yeah, I'm almost up to 100,000 views. Yeah,
and you were at 540 supporters. So I'm hoping this showcase it may produce at least 10. I'm hoping
that'd be cool. That'd be real cool.
But the biggest thing is getting to meet you and know that you're a fellow PA guy, and really you're only about an hour and a half from my area and stuff. So it'd be cool to hook up maybe on the river or something, up there by the Clarion or something, and
a lot of smallies, and trout in that Clarion.
Yeah. So my thing is I'm not good at scripted stuff.
Yeah. I'm better at stuff like this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we'll go out and we'll say, hey, we're going to make a video about this, and then we get like some talking points and things. And I get in front of the camera, I forget all that crap. Right. I honestly do. I get haywire nervous, I guess, and I'm not that great a guy on camera, I guess. I'm assuming that's why I'm not getting the subs. I don't know. I'm better in a forum like this.
You need a guy behind the camera holding with the cue cards.
Yeah. I need to read the teleprompter maybe, huh?
Right.
I don't know. But yeah, I'm easy going. I mean, I'm easy to get along with. I'm personable. I don't know. I don't know if I just don't exude that in the videos or what. I don't know.
Yeah, I like your videos. There's the line cook Steve coming in here. You guys know I was down in Jersey with Steve and Mike from M&K. We went did some clamming. We actually caught 71 clams between the three of us, and we only were out for a couple of hours. And of course, Steve whooped us up some very good clam bake, and man, it was good. It was very good. So I got some
seen dirty water in a bowl.
What's that?
I seen dirty water in a bowl.
Yeah,
And he poured it out.
Matter of fact,
He poured it out.
he poured it out. That's what I got left from it.
That's funny.
So we had a great time. I'm actually thinking about doing a premiere with it because I got so much footage, and of course Steve and Mike know that I was so worried about grabbing the unsweetened tea and stuff. We get all my stuff in Mike's vehicle. We head down there. We get out. I have no GoPro.
Oh.
I left my GoPro in my truck back at the hotel. But Steve, of course, he saved the day. He had an extra GoPro. And what's really wild was in my camera case, I had actually that morning I threw just an extra SD card. I just happened to throw it in there. So it worked out. I got the footage, and
Nice.
so
Nice.
I'm thinking about if I do it all in one shot, I'm going to do like a premiere, and then that way, people come in and kind of watch the video, and it'd be a chat, and I could be in a chat and stuff like that. Maybe hook up with Steve and Mike, and maybe they'll be in the chat too, so we can all talk. So, but that was a cool time. Glad to see Steve in the chat here. So I mentioned about the high grasses. I'm trying to think the word that I want to use for it, but
Screening.
Yeah, like screening. So I know a lot of people use it for like entering, into a stand, or that you have the field there, so you can actually, come in, get into your stand, and then of course you're able to shoot over into that food plot over top of that screening.
Yes.
But what I saw, like on that drone footage and stuff, you can actually use that screening actually to kind of funnel them.
Yes, we do.
Is that what you guys do with that?
Yeah. A lot of times we will plant it towards our tree stands, and because they like to walk the edge of it.
Yep.
And because they like structure, they're kind of like fish. They feel safe being close to that tall structure, and a lot of times we will funnel them down towards a stand.
Yeah.
So it works that way too. Yeah, it's good stuff. We use a lot of Egyptian wheat and some sorghum. But you got to watch, because sorghum will grow seed head on it, and they will come to it and eat it at some points. And you don't really want to have too much food in your screening, because that's kind of defeating the purpose.
Yeah, right.
A lot of guys some guys out there like trying to use corn for screening. Well, you're going to bust all the deer out, because they're going to be standing in that corn eating, and you're just going to blow them out of there when you walk in. So the Egyptian wheat's good for that,
Right.
It grows a good heavy stalk on it. It is an annual, so you do have to plant it every year. But that's good, because we change it up. We'll move stands, and we'll change those walls and do them different directions and things. And we'll break up different plots every year. We have a different plan every year,
Right.
Last year in a pasture plot across the road, I just have a big 2-acre square plot there. But what I did is did all winter rye and winter wheat throughout the whole plot. But then I went in with purple tops with my hand seeder, and I did rows of purple tops towards my stand. So they're eating head down, and they're walking right at me, and they don't even know I'm there. Get what I'm saying? I divert them right to my stand.
Right.
By planning that. And they come right to me. And there's some, if you get into the hunts playlist, you'll see those self-filmed. I got 2 doe with the bow self-filmed last year, and I shot that one with the CVA where Dave shot his too.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, that was I've been trying to self-film for a couple years now, and it's hard. It's hard.
I have. Before we're done here, I have it right there on the tab. I'm looking at it right now. It says self-filmed doe kill number 1. I have it.
Yeah.
I want to show it because
Okay,
it's
cool.
all about. The people in here they want it's all about seeing the harvest, right?
This is a really cool clip too, because this is a very, very small, and we were talking about these very, very small kill plots.
Uh-huh.
This is down in my woods. I only own 3 acres here at my house, and my house sits on like 1 acre. So I only have like 2 acres of woods. And a lot of the people around me here, they have a lot more property.
Right.
So for me to be able to get all the deer to come through my plot and end up at a destination plot was pretty cool.
Right.
That just tells me they don't have the food and I do. Because in the clip, you're not going to see all the deer in that clip, but I had 13 deer walk through this little plot. And it's only, I don't know, it's like 40 yards long by 20 yards wide.
Right.
But there's good quality stuff there, and they were stopping through there. And man, I had an empty freezer, and I had to fill her up. Check out the clip, guys. I think you'll like it.
Yep, I'm gonna turn that on real quick, but I do want to mention. Mark J. Larson said that'd have been a great time with all 3 of us together. We had a blast. The rain did come in right there at the end. It got real windy and stuff, so we actually went out onto the beach when we were done eating our clam. We were stuffed to the gills, and didn't get to throw any lines in the water and try to catch anything. But we had a great time with the clamming, and it was all about whether this country boy was going to be able to hold up to those Jersey boys. I wanted to make sure I put some pressure on them, and I did pretty good. A couple of times I unloaded all my clams. I had them stuffed in my waders. I'm just pulling them out hand after hand.
Now you're talking to a city kid here. How do you catch a clam?
All right, so they got these like big long, like broom handles with a rake on the bottom, right? And then it's got a basket behind it. Then you just put that down and to the bottom, and then you just start walking backwards, and as you're pulling that through the sand, and all of a sudden you'll feel a bump.
Okay.
Almost like a fish hitting your rod, just boom.
Right.
Well, you'll hit that, and then you just pull back a little bit. You dig down in, you pick it up.
Scoop
you got
it.
yourself a clam.
Nice.
So Steve says if he's being awesome, he thinks I may have outclammed them. I know Mike told me I definitely caught more. I wish I was keeping track. I knew I had at least 18 because I unloaded my pockets three different times, and I know I had more than half dozen in each time. But it's funny. You'll see in the video. Steve says to me as I'm pulling these clams out and I'm putting them into their little satchels. He's like, "Holy smokes, Fox!" He says, "You're like a magician." He says, "You're just pulling rabbits out from everywhere." And the best part was they didn't see I had 2 in my hand that I hadn't even taken out yet. And I'm like, and it's like I'm done, and I'm like, "Oh no, here's 2 more rabbits."
Yeah, they taught you well.
Yeah, that's it. Steve and Mike can take say, "Hey, he had a good teacher."
Yeah.
Yes, I invaded Jersey and gave him dirty water. So let's watch this video, guys. This is a food plot. I did not know that it was just on so this just goes to show you don't have to have a big expanse land either. I mean, if you're working with 3 acres, you got yourself a little food plot. You're pulling the deer in there, and you'll see, guys, in this video. And he's got more videos like it. Matter of fact, right after this video, you got your doe kill number 2.
Yes. Yeah, and that was the very next night across the street at Pasture the Plot.
Yep.
Yeah, that's number 2 there, I think. My goodness. Excuse that noise. My wife's trying to water the plants. That's the hose bib. Thank goodness. Yeah, that one there's below the house. That plot's very small.
Beautiful shot too, by the way.
Thank you. That's a
Sheila
brand new.
sharing it out, sharing the link out, guys.
That's a brand new Bear Status Echo bow.
Bear Status Echo bow. I think
Yep.
this is one you mentioned, the gentleman that set it up for you.
Yes. Yeah, I did it in the end of this video. He's called Blue Jacket Archery in Cool Spring, PA.
I mean, look at that. I mean, it doesn't get better. That shot, it don't get better than that.
Yeah,
You
and
got
there's
Total Impact Outdoors
Bear
in the house.
Status.
Glad
Did
Family
another on her
Adventures.
tonight.
How you guys doing?
I'd like to thank Albert Moore over at Blue Jacket.
Nice
Archery
big old doe too.
for setting me up
Yeah.
with a good bow this year. And the
yeah, I don't
arrows
like to waste those doe tags on them little
accessories
ones.
to go with it.
When I fill the freezer, I gotta put it in there, you know.
This is
Right.
fun for you guys. I'll be
I mean, I know the little ones are tender or good eating, but
Yeah.
that's the Tacticam on the
Yeah.
end of the bow. Gotta love them lighted knocks.
Yeah.
You know?
Now, and in this video, I don't know if we'll be able to hear it now. And of course, with me talking, you're not going to. But you say, listen for her to crash. You can hear her crash.
Oh yeah, yeah. She
So,
ran like 25 yards and died.
yeah.
Yep, for sure.
Oh, Glad Family Adventures just got done with the kiddos baseball game.
Doe number one down.
See, that's a pretty looking bow, man.
People are Blue Jacket Archery, Albert Moore.
I had some rocket sidewinders on.
Mm-hmm.
Did a good job setting it up.
I don't like to argue about fixed or
This bow.
mechanical heads either, because I use them both.
I that's funny because I use them both too. I use fixed. My son, he loves his nap kill zones,
Making out good this
Yeah.
and I of course I snagged one of his one night, and I shot a doe with it. And
Excited.
Yeah.
a good place arrows. They're all good.
Yep. I've killed bears with expandables. A lot of people don't think it's possible, but
She
it can happen.
came in with 3 fawns.
But
So-
yeah,
Fed
this
in.
guy set me up here. He was another one of my. There's that hose bib again. He set me up with that bow there. Another one of my contacts.
Double rung.
Yeah.
Local guy owns a local archery shop. He carries
And
Obsession, Bear, and Elite
55
bows.
yards.
That's
Good
that's
guy.
what I actually shoot. I shoot an obsession. It's an obsession nightmare.
Okay.
It's actually getting a little bit on the older side. It's 2013,
Right.
The new
but
flagship
that
bow,
thing
Blue Status.
it's one of their big speed bows. You know, I was never a speed
ABB strings.
man, but I got a real good price on it from a buddy of mine.
Mhm.
I got it for it was a year old. He gave it to me for half price.
Yeah.
So I couldn't pass it up, and
Rocket side.
but I like the obsession bow. J Dub's Adventures in the house.
I've owned quite a few bows. And I still have quite a few bows.
Yeah.
I've got 5 bows behind me here in the cupboard. I got 5 bows. Who needs 5 bows, right? But you know, I've got some good bows still from 1995. All I do is, you know, keep after them maintenance wise and put new strings on them.
Mm-hmm.
I still shoot them. My target bow is a 1995 Matthews Z-Max.
Matthew Z.
Yep, still with an old Toxonics adjustable sight. That's what I 3D shoot with. Shoot little tiny carbon arrows. Thing's a nail driver.
Yeah.
And I've hunted some deer with it too. And I've had those ACC arrows, you know, carbon on the outside, aluminum on the inside.
Mhm.
Whoa. You don't want to hit any bone with them. Oh my goodness. What a mess. That carbon splintered everywhere. I had to take big chunks of meat out around the entrance and exit holes because it's just full of that stuff. But boys, it put the hurting on the deer. Whew.
Yeah, J Dub's saying everybody smash that thumbs up. I'd appreciate it.
Oh, I'd appreciate
it
it.
more if everybody that's in this chat goes over there and picks up City Sticker Chris. And you know, I'm glad that so if I don't know if you remember, so there's people in here that know that I have sometimes issues with pronunciation, but I remember I called you City Slicker Chris.
Yes.
And you're like, no, it's Sticker. I was like,
yeah.
Well,
that stands for the bow and sticking the deer. That's what that's all about. But I was playing on words.
That you're playing on words, and of course I didn't realize till when I read your about page there that that's how you come up with your name. You're playing on the words there, and
Right.
I didn't quite feel that as bad as I did the first there during that live, and I City Slicker, but
I mean I grew up. I didn't grow up inner city. I was suburbs. But 5 minutes either way, you see him on the Pittsburgh News, killings and death every night, Right beside me, I was on the border of Penn Hills. Penn Hills is not a good area, So, I mean, it wasn't inner city, but I just say it was City Slicker. But, I was getting to the point where I drove into the city every day downtown around the Steeler and the Pirate Stadium.
Right.
And it was getting to the point where it was before electric locks were on your cars. I'm that old. I'm old enough to know then. And I had people jumping in my vehicle at the stoplights and things. Druggies and prostitutes and stuff.
Yeah.
They're over there yanking on my door trying to get in, and some of them got in. And it got to the point where, I could have a good day at work, but to drive home in traffic and all the road rage, I started actually carrying a pistol to work.
Right.
And I didn't think that was appropriate. Like I said, good day at work, and you'd come home miserable after that drive. So, I just got tired of that life,
Right.
And, some of the people I grew up with aren't even around now. I've had some close friends that were murdered, drive-by shootings, dealing drugs and things. And, at the time when I was still there, like I said, I moved out of there when I was about 31, and we had started a family, and I had a little girl first. I always wanted a little girl because I never had that little sister, and had a little girl, and
Cool.
I thought, I do not want her around this stuff. So I made the decision to get out of there. And, to this day, I have 2 siblings and 2 parents yet, and they're all living in Pittsburgh yet. I'm the only one. I'm the only one that moved away.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what makes it hard with Dad being in the hospital now. He's in the hospital at Presby.
Right.
And you gotta go into Pittsburgh to go visit him.
Right.
But I had to get out of that scene. And they bought that camp when I was 11, and that just flicked a switch inside of me that I can't even explain. I mean, when I came up here, and you know where I'm at from coming to the rendezvous, the Cook Forest area.
I know the area.
It's beautiful here.
Oh,
It is. It's just beautiful, and during the week it's quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And man, like I said, that just lit a fire and a passion in me that I couldn't put out. And Dad had an old recurve bow in the closet with some old bear razor heads, and I started practicing, and I got really proficient with it. I still have it to this day. It's behind me in the closet, and shot my first deer before I ever even shot a deer with a rifle. I shot a deer with that recurve, and man, I was hooked. I mean, I was hooked. You can't steal my bow nowadays. I mean, it just love it, man. Just love it. So been in the area. Well, of course, it helped that my wife lived here as a child. So it was like
your wife's from the area that you're in now.
Yeah, she's from the area. So it was a homecoming to her, because when we first got married, we moved her down there for 8 years. But see, she loved the city life. She liked it, but was willing to come back home.
Right.
because her parents are here. So it was a homecoming for her. And, for the first 2 or 3 years I was here, it was like, hey, I live at camp. This is cool. Well, now it's home.
Yeah, that's
I
cool.
get to buy a camp and get away,
Yeah.
especially
We got
on
Raven Cat Homestead. Cecilia coming in. How you doing this evening?
Hi, Raven Cat. Yeah, now it's Homestead, and I wish I had a camp sometimes to escape on weekends, because this place is a tourist trap on weekends.
Yeah.
Everybody comes here for camping and canoeing, and it's hard. Don't come on a weekend to fish, Boxy.
Yeah. No. Right.
Come during the week. We'll get on in my canoe and
So-
we'll catch them when it's calm.
So Josh
many-
Bryson says his favorite PA area is the Altoona area, which
Yeah.
is nice.
Yeah, Josh is one of our subscribers and stuff, and he's a cool dude. We give him some advice, and he took it to heart. And man, he's got some good plots going, and I know he's a good Christian fella too. And he's always commenting for us. He's a good cat, definitely. But yeah, I'm familiar with Altoona. That's where the Curve play, the minor league Pirates.
Yep.
Yeah,
So,
I don't even go down to see the Pirates anymore. I go down to Altoona and watch the minor leaguers. They won it, man. They're exciting. So
You never have to apologize to me. Obviously, if you're on a live with that young gentleman, hopefully you made his night and you helped him out, and
yes,
I'm all good with that.
Yeah, I mean, let me fill her in real quick that my father's in the ICU right now, and you men and women that work in hospitals are godsend. You deserve every penny you make, and we thank you for your service. I mean, my dad is well taken care of. These women and these men that are in there, you guys are like angels, I'm telling you. For sure. Special people are nurses. Very special.
So Geo
Sure.
Bushcraft delivered north of Kane out in the woods at a well site and loved that area. Yeah, Kane's
Kane-
another
Yeah.
nice area.
Kane's a pretty area. I took the Harley up there last weekend. Just went for a ride, and I ended up in Kane. Don't ask me why, but I just started driving and ended up in Kane at an ice cream shop. So, bought me an ice cream, turned around, came home.
There you go.
It clears my mind. With Dad in the situation he's in. I jump on that motorcycle and I just ride,
Mhm.
get
Yeah.
stuff off my mind.
Glad Family Adventures looking forward to next season hunting. She's used a rifle, never a bow, but her oldest son and her husband used bow.
Nice.
Yeah, can you share the video? Yeah.
Sure you can. I'd appreciate it.
Yep.
I appreciate everybody in this chat here. I mean, all these people that are supporting us, and there's a lot of people giving me some nice comments and things. I appreciate it. I try to support most everybody that I can, and it's a nice community you got going here, Boxy.
Yeah, well, it ain't my community. I'm just one part of it.
I know, but this showcase thing, I want to thank you for that too. I mean, it's going to get me out there a little bit to some of your supporters, and get me out there. It's nice.
Yeah,
Sounds-
and you're welcome. JV, of course, says he's a terrible healthcare worker. He tells his patients to quit whining and go to bed. All right, John, have a good evening. Appreciate you coming in.
Yeah, man.
And my thing is, when I first, so of course I was trying to get to my 4,000 watch hours. So I was like, I knew lives was going to be, the way to get me there, because I actually, and this is how I come about to do the live showcases that I do, and why was
Right.
Yes, I needed to get to 4,000 watch hours, and the reason why I had to do that was because I was just trying to get to the 1,000 subscribers, right? So I was going into all these grow streams, and I was just getting all these people subscribing to me, and I was like, oh man, I'm just boom. I'm doing great. The problem is opposite of actually what's happening with you is I wasn't getting the views.
Yeah.
And,
Well, I would rather have I would rather have good quality followers and loyalty that way than someone is just going to subscribe to me and never watch a video, never comment. That don't even help us.
Nope.
You know, so growing slow isn't a bad thing.
No.
Really.
And that's where I was at last March. I had my 1,000, you know, I was already 1,000. I just didn't have my watch hours.
Right.
So when I decided to go do these lives, I didn't want to just use it for my benefit to get the, you know, 4,000 hours. So I thought, you know, what's the best thing for me to do than to explain to people that it is more beneficial for you guys to have supporters. And that's why very rarely do you hear me say subscribers, because it's about the supporters.
Yeah.
Right? A supporter is going to be somebody that comes over to your channel and watches your videos, right?
Right.
And the comments, you know, let them be genuine. You know, I know that, and it's tough. You know, I don't get to go and see everybody's videos, and but you just, I try to make my rounds. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
But,
what's really cool is getting to meet people like this. You know,
Yeah.
now they get to see me. I'm a real guy. You know, I keep it real. I'm down to earth. You know, I'm open to, you know, even if you guys got questions right now, put them in that chat and we'll discuss it. But I mean, it was cool going to that rendezvous and meeting you guys. Now I know who you are. I know what you're about, and I subscribe to y'all. I can follow along, and there's that community, that tight knitness of people that are like minded. You know, you know, and if it's something that I'm not even really down with. I mean, I'm not into the bushcrafting thing yet, maybe, but it interests me, and I know some of the guys that are doing that stuff, and I'm watching their videos, and I'm making sure that I comment on their stuff, you know?
Right.
It's a give and take thing, too, you know? But I would rather have the quality than quantity.
The one thing that you do got to at least do on the bushcrafting side is you've got to get a ferrule rod, and you got to start practicing, because if you come to the rendezvous that we have next year, you know there's going to be a fire starting challenge.
Never done that.
You got to at least be able to start a fire. So
I've never done that. I carry a lighter like a smart man.
right.
City guy got to have a lighter. I don't mess it, or those waterproof matches, you know. I'm pretty city except for the hunting end, man. I mean, I'm sold out on the hunting stuff. Always have been. But yeah, I'm not much of a camper either. We used to camp as kids. Mom and Dad had a school bus converted into a camper. We used to camp that. We would travel to the camp sites packed in the bus, but then we would pitch a tent when we got there. So I did get some camping in, and I've been to Pymatuning quite a few times over near you. Camped Pymatuning quite a few times, yeah.
I'm assuming that's literally half a mile from me.
Yeah, that's just a jump and a skip for you. I got many stories about Pymatuning, and they don't include walleye. I don't know if I told you that at the rendezvous or not. That's touted as a great walleye lake. I've never caught a freaking walleye there in my life. You could be trolling out of the front, and I could be trolling out of the back. We could both have a purple Hottentot on. You're gonna catch them all. I'm snagging bass somehow. I have no idea. They're like, what are you doing? I said, I don't know. I'm only catching bass, and you're up here snagging all the walleye. What's up with that? Jeez.
Yeah, so I don't know if Jakey's Craft Outdoors, which is actually from Pittsburgh. He has a camp up in Marionville.
Yeah, he's from the south side. He was right across the river from my uncle.
Yeah, and so him and I went out there, and we of course we did the old, as we called it, the beat down on the walleye that night. It was probably one of the nastiest nights I've ever been out on the water, and I was a little slow at catching them, but everything that I caught was humongous that night. And it's funny too, because when I was down there catching them clams, The very first clam I caught, so they got to be, I believe it's 1.5 inches at the furthest width on those clams for you to keep. And the very first one I caught was very small, didn't even have to measure. I had to throw it back. But after that, they were all palm size. I didn't catch any clams that were very small. They were all huge.
Well, Pymatuning there, the area called the Stumps. Man, if you had some scuba diving gear, I lost so many Hottentots down there. You could open up a store. That place, my goodness, I lost a lot of money in that weekend trip of Hottentots. I went into a store and bought every color of Hottentot that they had. I can't remember the name of the store up there, but there was a store right there near the lake. I wouldn't even know it if you said it. It's been a while, but I went in and bought every color they had. And there was probably, I don't know, 12, 15 of them. So I dumped probably $100 that day, and I lost probably 9 or 10 of them suckers, all one trip. I was not happy.
No, I would not have been happy either. I used to always get upset when I was younger. I'd lose some tack or whatever, and of course, Dad always said, "Hey, they make them every day."
Yeah, it's part of it. That's part of it. Then there's memories of when we were too young in PA to drink. Back in my younger days, I'm not condoning this, but
right.
We would cross over the bridge and we went over there and got alcohol and came back to the campsite with it. Don't condone that. And I'm not a drinker today.
Are you talking here in over by Pymatuning or down there in Pittsburgh?
No, in Pymatuning. Yeah.
Yeah. So you went over. Okay, so probably
it?
the bar's name was the Causeway.
Okay. Yeah, I think we stayed what they called Linesville area there.
If you're in Linesville and you want to cross the Causeway into the town's Andover.
Okay.
You probably went to it's called the Causeway, and yes, many a days going over there when you're.
Yeah, when you're a PA resident at 20 years old, you could easily go across the Causeway and get something.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. So we would get that, and we would just go down. How they have some benches at the edge of the lake there and a little dock. We just sat there all night and catfished and caught some little perch and things there too. Yeah, we had a good time that way because I sure as heck wasn't catching walleye. I don't know why. I don't get it. I tore up some smallmouth though.
Yeah, we got some nice smallmouth here. That's what I want to actually try to catch this summer if I can get out there. But Bluegrass Trapping's asking me how them clams taste. I like them raw. I actually like them raw better than the boiled, just because. The boiled, of course, you had to really chew on them. But when they were raw, I mean, I chewed on them too because somebody had asked, did I bite into them? But the line cook, Steve, he actually made this. It's a pomegranate minion, I think is what he called it. But it's got red wine vinegar, pomegranate juice, and I think it's like onion or like scallion type thing in there. And you put that thing on there. Oh, it tasted awesome. And then we did fresh squeezed lemon with cocktail sauce. But you guys will see. When I haven't even started working on the videos yet, but you guys will see. I actually I did pretty well. I was nervous, but we did good.
Huh. Yeah, I've got to get back into fishing and stuff like that. I gotta up my game here a little bit. I've gotten away from some of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
My boy likes to go. That's the one and only thing I miss of Pittsburgh, though. I'll tell you that is the fishing.
Yeah,
I fished around the Lock 3 there in the Harmerville area, and there was a mouth there called Deer Creek that was stocked with trout up above, and that area you could wade out in the summertime in hip waders, get out there, man, and it was such great fishing. A lot of sauger or sawguy, however you guys want to talk about it. It's a hybrid between, the walleye and sauger. that type of thing. The white bass, oh man, they were giant down there. I do miss that. I've been wanting to go back home and fish a little bit at night.
Yeah.
Night fishing was great down there. Number 5, Rapala, black and silver.
Number 5, yeah.
That was my go-to.
Gotcha.
Or-
Gina Bushcraft says the reason why they call it Andover is because us PA boys would go over and over.
I think you're right. Like I said, that was my old days.
So
I've
says she loves
I've repented.
catfish and baking it over a fire. Yeah, believe me, catfish is one of my favorite eating fish.
You know, I've never ate it except for the Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, I actually we'll catch channel cats. My son loves going catfishing, and we'll catch some channel cats. And usually we keep them if they're like 18 to 22 inches. We'll keep them just a real good size for make a nice fillet. And we love them.
Now, what's the deal with that? Do you do that deal where you put them in some clean water for a day and clean them out that way, or you just go over and fillet them?
So what I do is I actually bring them down into my basement, and I fill my utility sink up with water. I put them in there, and I clip the right side gill usually. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it matters. Some people say it's one side or the other, but I just clip the right side. I clip the gill there, and they'll actually sit there and they'll bleed out.
Yeah.
Once it's bled out, of course, then the fish, of course, catfish are hard to kill. You know what I mean?
Right.
But so then all I do is I fillet them like I would do any other kind of a fish, and I just lay it out and take it off the skin, and just if we want, we do it fresh, or I'll throw them in a freezer bag and then put them in the freezer for later.
You said about the slop sink. I had a funny story about that. I caught a bass down at the river, and it was legal and all, and I thought, I wonder what this would taste like. So I figured I'll take this home, So I got the thing, and I put it on a stringer, and I slide that stringer down into a bread bag of all things. And I drive home, which is like a 10-minute drive, and it's gutted, right? Well, the thing's still flopping. It's flopping on the back floor, flip-flopping all over the vehicle. And I take that 10-minute drive home, and I go down to the slop sink, and I fill it up with water, and I plunk this thing in there, and I go upstairs, tell Dad, I threw this bass down there in the sink. I'm going to try it, I'm going to go down and clean this thing up, and I'm going to have me a piece of bass, He's like, well, let's go down and look at it. So we go down the basement. This thing's swimming. It's swimming in the water. I mean, I know it's nerves or whatever, but this thing's it's doing all this stuff in the water, flipping and flopping. I'm like, are you kidding me? This thing kind of freaked me out. Must admit, kind of freaked me out.
That's something else.
Kind of like snapping turtles, from what I hear.
Yeah.
They say you could take a head off a snapping turtle, and you don't want to get near its mouth for what? 24 hours or something?
Yeah, it's a bit of time. We actually put it to the test, and we had caught one. We took it off, and we actually took a stick, and I mean, it was probably an hour or two after, and put the stick in there, and it clamped down on it.
Yeah.
I was amazed.
I've had that snapping turtle soup, and now that's something I guess you want to soak and clean out,
Yeah.
Because man, I had that soup one time. Someone told me how good it was, and man, I got into that soup, and I was like, my goodness, this just tastes like mud. It was not good at all. And I sat there and ate it because they gave it to me, and I was like, oh boy, can't wait till this is gone. It was not good at all.
Cecilia said she just, of course, takes the guts out, scales it, and then salts, pepper with lemon in the middle, puts it in tin foil, and puts it over the fire until it's done.
Oh, I like doing trout like that. I put a pat of butter in there and lemon pepper in the cavity, and just wrap it in foil and cook. Oh man, Whew, we can tear up some trout like that. Good
So
stuff.
John Euler says, try grilling them on a grill without the head and guts a lot easier, and you get a lot of the meat skin peels off with 2 fingers. I've seen people do them that way.
Yeah.
John says 3 days on the turtle.
3 days. Wow.
Like the cats, blackened or Cajun style. I usually eat them blackened, but anyway. Livermore says he listened to Unshamed with Phil Robertson, and they talked about Appaloosa cats. They say they're good. Never heard of them. Appaloosa cats.
When I lived down in the city there, we had a couple of Italian fellas that would go down to South Carolina every year, and I don't know what they did, but they were coming back with these catfish like this, 60, 70, 80 pounders,
Big old flathead.
Huge.
Good night, Gio.
See you, Gio. Yeah.
She said if you want to get fancy, you just cut up some potatoes and onions and butter at the bottom before you put the fish on it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Getting fancy, right?
Yeah, that'll work. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy how muscles keep moving. I want to clean one time. So when we caught up the snapping turtle that we caught, so we took the head off, right? And my buddy that was actually taking he was actually cleaning the turtle, right? So he's gonna take this thing out of the shell and stuff. Well, he would grab onto the leg and he's sitting there, he's going like that, and then all of a sudden he would jump. And we're like, "What are you doing?" He goes, "That thing's moving." We're like, "Oh, come on!" It was seriously moving.
Yeah, that would freak me out. I'm too city for that, I think.
Oh, you have to leave the head on. You got to eat the brains and the eyes. Celia, you got to be crazy.
No.
Although the cheek meat in walleye.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that before.
Oh, I never used to take it out of there. I was like, there's no way. But I did one time. I wanted to try it, and it's just like a little round circle of meat.
Yeah, a little medallion.
Yeah, and I'm telling you right now, it is some good stuff.
I had a guy one time. We shot some turkeys, and we brought them back to the house to weigh them whole with guts and all. And we weighed them up, and then we went out back and we gutted them there. And the neighbor guy come on. He's old. He was an older fella, and he come over and he's checking out the birds. He's like, "Nice birds." He's like, "What are you gonna do with them there guts?" I said, "Nothing." He says, "Well, do you mind if I take some parts out of there?" I said, "Be my guest." I said, "What are you after?" Well, he went after that kidney. And about that big around. And it was either a kidney or a gallbladder. Can't remember which. But anyhow, I would say it's kidney because it was shaped like that.
Yeah.
And he went around that with his knife, cut it in half like a clam. And all this green bile and stuff came out of it, okay? And all this nasty crap. And all he did is peeled out the center section of it. And it was the same thing. It was just this little medallion of meat. He said it's the best part of a turkey. He says the best. That's the best meat on the whole turkey. And I was like, dude, after seeing that crap on your hands and it stained his hands green, I said, after seeing that, I ain't eating that thing,
No way.
Same with deer gut piles. I had a guy ask me what I did with my guts. And I said, they're down there in the woods if you want them. He came back with the heart and the liver.
Yep.
Yeah.
I do at times. I'll take the heart and the liver, and usually what I do is I'll take everything out, and I take the heart and the liver, and I chuck it up into the cavity, and I take it out, and then I take it into work. I got a couple guys that they at work they eat them, so
okay.
I'll take them in and get to those guys. But
Mark
actually purges his turkeys his turtles for a week, and he changes the water each day, and then he parboils them before he deep fries them.
Oh, okay. Do you ever eat the heart of that deer?
I tried it, yes.
Yeah, I had a buddy that was all hot and heavy for it. And he said, "You got to try this." And all he did is put in a boiling pot of water and just boiled it. And I took a chunk of that and chewed on that, and I was like, "Holy smokes, this is like shoe leather." It didn't have much taste.
So I had a fellow that I took the deer heart to at work, and he took it home and he cooked it up. Now how they do it, he cuts it kind of like in half, opens it up, make sure he cleans everything, everything out of the port, the chambers of the heart and stuff, and then he kind of slices it, and then what he did was he pan fried it, but he put it what did he do? He put it in flour and then egg and then like a breading, like a breadcrumb, something like that. And then they did a pan fry on it. And it actually wasn't too bad, but I felt it was kind of chewy as well. I kind of had to chew on it. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a deer steak.
No, it wasn't tender at all. And like I said, it didn't have a whole lot of taste. I mean, everything that guy's putting on it is what you're tasting. I don't think you're tasting the heart at all.
Yeah.
And to me, that's a waste.
Mark says, no, I've never had pickled deer heart at all.
Me neither.
So in Iceland, they piss on shark meat, bury it in the ground, dig it up later, and eat it.
We're not going to Iceland, huh?
I'm not going there either. Nor am I having shark from Iceland either.
No thanks.
It's like the pig jowls.
Jowls, yeah.
Which people throw away, but it's the best meat on the pig. It's like bacon.
I mean, I've seen some pretty crazy videos. People, how shall I say, denutting pigs and deer and things, and eating them mountain oysters.
This guy right here, the old Wild Man, he's got Wild Man 307.
307, yeah.
He has some videos where, of course they go in with the cattle and stuff, but they do they do their castrating and stuff, and they cleaned them up, and
that's something.
Live More Outdoors. I appreciate you coming in here, bud. You have yourself a blessed night.
Good night.
Can't wait to see how your bees come along. He's got me in suspense again. So you guys want to watch Live More Outdoors? He's kind of I guess central Pennsylvania.
He is? Okay.
Yeah, he's probably east of where you guys are at.
Okay. Yeah, I'm in Jefferson County. Livermore.
Jefferson County, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark says just slice the heart and grill them. They're great. So I'm kind of one of those things where I don't have a problem trying something that I like to at least try it before I can say I really don't care for it. And I thought for sure I was going to say that about clam, but I actually like clam. I've had like raccoon. It's not bad.
Groundhog.
I haven't had groundhog. Matter of fact, I caught one though in a trap, and it was a young one, and I was going to cook it up.
You're gonna have to do a catch and eat on one of them.
I'm gonna tell you something. Those critters stink.
Yeah, they do. They do.
So I might have to. I mean,
I've had it ground with pork though, and it's like ham loaf.
Okay. Yeah, I'd have to figure out how to. So the next thing that I'm thinking about doing is porcupine, possum.
Oh.
So I heard deep fry. You got to deep fry the possum's better when you deep fry it. So we're gonna try. We're gonna try it.
That's something. Yeah, I'm not big into trying new things. I guess I don't know. I'll try anything once, but it pains me to do it sometimes.
Yeah. Mark said he's going to have to do some more cooking videos. He actually just got done doing a cooking video. Yeah, it's always I, I always find that sometimes it's all in the preparation.
Yeah.
First of the meat, and then of course then cooking it.
Yeah. My biggest thing is like I've had obviously from the city, I've had a lot of aunts and uncles and stuff that don't even hunt, and I would have them over, and of course, a lot of the menu contains deer meat, and they say, "Oh, we don't like deer meat because Grandpap used to hunt, and we remember as kids we eating that deer meat, and it was gamey tasting." I said, "Well, you never tried my cooking yet, and I'm big on spicing it up."
Yeah.
And man, they like the stuff I make. My grandmother, she almost puked one night when she came for spaghetti, and she told me how good it was, and then I said, well, that was deer meat. Oh boy, Grandma almost puked in the dining room.
Yeah.
But she said it was good.
Hey, have a good night, JV. That was me the other night. My eyelids kept closing on me.
Unpaved Explorer said, I eat Burger King and McDonald's. Well, McDonald's ain't even real meat, is it?
I don't know.
According to them videos they used to have, it was pink slime.
Yeah.
Soy. It was all soy.
Bluegrass Traffic says he likes the groundhog. They're good eating. Get them after they've been hibernating for a while. So he's saying early spring would probably be the best.
Yeah.
Deep fried grasshoppers are said to be delicious.
Never tried the bugs.
I watched Wild Man eat some crickets.
Yeah, I seen that video. Yeah.
I don't think they're on the menu though.
No.
Yeah, so that's another one. Coyote. So I've seen some people do some coyote.
I've never ate it. No. I've killed some, but I've never ate them. Yeah, I heard they're stinking things too. Well, the ones I shot were
dead mange.
Yes, mange. That's the word I was thinking. They were mangy, and that's why I shot them. They was on my father-in-law's farm there. We were afraid they was going to spread that around to the other critters.
Yeah. If done right and you don't tell them, they don't know what it is. It won't hurt them. There's a lot of times. I know there's been other people that mention it, but my kid, because I always brought deer meat home, and when they were younger, I could put a deer steak and a beef steak, and they would take the deer steak every time. Okay. And my biggest thing is, and I have buddies that when they hunt, they'll shoot a deer, and they don't put they don't take the guts and the entrails. They don't take none of that out. They bring it either up to their house or because they don't want to leave it in the woods for something. Well, I don't know for what reason.
Right.
But, my thing is the sooner I can get to that animal, the sooner I can get that stuff out of there and start cooling that body off.
Exactly.
I think it totally makes the world of a difference.
Yeah.
Getting that meat cooled off as fast as you possibly can.
For sure. That the very first bear I shot with my bow, I shot it on I believe it was a Tuesday night, and it was 62 degrees out. And I could not find. Can you imagine? No one wanted to track that bear with me at night. Can you blame them? A black animal in the black of night, but I couldn't get anybody. Couldn't get anybody to go with me. Well, it did. When I shot it, it only went about 60 yards and crashed. All fours in the air, but I couldn't get anybody to go with me, and I wasn't going by myself. Right. So anyhow, long story short, I went back in the morning with a 40 caliber pistol, and it was real foggy. It was over a river, and it just to break of daylight, I'm going down over the mountain like this. I look like some CSI guy or something, heading down, and every big black spot I'd walk up to, that's just a stump, and I'd walk around, Well, the fourth stump I walked up on was the bear, and all four in the air, deader than a stone. I heard him crash after I shot him. He was dead all that time, but
Right.
couldn't get anybody to go after him. So we come back the next day with a Kubota tractor and 300 feet of rope, and we got him out. But man, when I got to him, he was so stinking spoiled out because that hot guts laying in him all night in that heat. And bears, if you know anything about bears, they have very thick fat layers on them. And a lot of times when you shoot through them with an arrow, or even a gun sometimes, it closes up the wound on both sides sometimes.
Yep.
Yep. And you don't even really get a good blood trail. And all that blood stayed in, got locked in there, and it was so rancid and stinking. And to this day, I still have the turtleneck shirt that I had on that day that I found that bear. And from reaching, I gutted that bear so we can get it out of the woods. And when I reached up in there and tore them entrails out, and I got all that rancid blood on me, and it stained the cuffs of my shirt, to this day, I can still pick up that shirt and smell the cuff, and it smells different. You know, you can tell there's a different odor to those cuffs. Yeah, they're brown around the edges on the ends. But the shirt, I still wear the shirt hunting all the time. I just spray it on, you know.
Right.
But yeah, there's a certain odor. And I shot that first bear was back in fall of 2011, I think that was, which was a pretty cool story too. That picture, my profile picture on my Facebook is me sitting on my tailgate on my old square body Chevy.
Yep.
That picture won me a lot of stuff.
No kidding. Then that,
These
is that
giveaways.
is that the red Chevy I saw in one of your videos? The
Yes.
square body Chevy.
Yep, the old 78 square body.
And it's funny because I was going to actually make a comment in that video. I figured it was a late 70s, and I'm not a big vehicle guy, but I figured it was probably late 70s Chevy.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was actually a project truck from when I was in high school, and I still have that truck. I'm going to be 50. Yeah, my dad and I wanted something to do when I was in high school. I was in 10th grade, and I found this truck, and we went, and every body part was rotting off of it, but the frame and the engine and everything was good. And we rebuilt this thing, and it's made it all these years. I mean, it's had some spare parts thrown at it here and there, but still going. Still going.
Cecilia wants to know what color is the shirt from the bear?
Oh, from the bear, it was a green turtleneck, but it's got brown stained cuffs now. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I saw Josh put there his favorite childhood game meals was bluegill fried and cornmeal. That's one of my favorite ways. When I do my pan fish, that's one of my favorite ways is putting it in cornmeal and pan frying it. Yeah.
Now up by you, Boxy, there's what do they call the outflow? There's some kind of outflow.
The spillway.
Okay, and in that creek bed there, that creek that's the outflow there. We had a slow time on the lake one day, and we went to that creek there, right by the dam, right where the water comes off of it, and man, there's everything right there.
Yeah.
We were catching walleye right there in the creek and everything. But some of the best eating I ever had was what Josh just said. We caught a bucket full of bluegill, and we deep fried them right there on the shoreline. We brought a deep fryer with us. Yeah, and I don't think it was cornmeal, but it was some kind of breadcrumb.
Right.
My gosh. The two favorite fish I would ever eat, ever, out of anything, even seafood, would be bluegill and walleye.
Oh,
my two favorites. Two favorites by far. Yep.
Yeah. So Bo Daniels come in. So Nick Green turned in his empty his 50 cal. So Bo Daniels, of course, I have an empty shell case.
I saw that.
Nick was in here. Nick was in here earlier talking about him up there shooting those guns there, Bo. So I just actually got back yesterday from New Jersey with those guys clamming and stuff. So there's two more things I got to get with Bull Daniels and shoot that big 50 cal, and then I'm gonna get with Off the Hook Outdoors. We're gonna go up, I think, to Edinburgh Lake and try and do some smallmouth fish. Trying to catch some smallies. But Bulls, I'll be getting a hold of you, and we'll have to work something out. Try to find a weekend I can get up there.
Yeah.
But even I might get Geo Bushcraft. I might see if he tags along, because we might have a little fishing challenge. In Bull Daniels has a pond up there, and so whenever Greg and I get together fishing, something always happens. So it ought to be an interesting time.
Well, I saw that video where he was shooting that 50 cal up at Bull's place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. So Cecilia's telling you, if you want to get them stains out, you get a bucket of warm water, some Mr. Clean and laundry detergent, and some washing soda, and let it soak, and then you wash it.
Okay, I'm going to ask a silly question, Cecilia. What is washing soda?
Yeah, I don't know what washing soda is either.
I'm not sure.
That's pretty interesting.
That sounds good, though. Oh,
Coyotes gonna stink stuff like dogs. That's why some stink. Yeah.
I've
Everything
seen
out towards Michigan. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So even our even house dogs, you got to watch. You got to watch even your house dog. They'll go out and they'll roll and stuff.
Yeah.
We have a little dachshund that she whatever reason, and I don't know what it is. If it's like another dog from the area urinates or something that she's rubbing in, or if it's like a rabbit or an animal that does something. But you'll see her out there, she's always rolling. It's like
we've had cameras on film, not picture, but taking film of scrapes and mock scrapes that we've made, and we got films of coyotes coming and peeing in our scrapes.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's to deter the deer or if they're just marking their area or what, but it seems awful weird that they would come to a scrape and whiz in it,
Yeah, that is
pretty weird. Pretty weird. Pretty weird.
Oh, she's saying borax.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
So, yep. I actually got I use the borax for when I do my turkey fans and stuff like that.
Okay. Yep. Oh, Bull's saying Diddy spam. Got some spam going on here.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, you'll have that.
Cecilia took care of that. Thank you, Cecilia. Brother Dixon's in the house. Yeah. We've been sitting here talking with City Sticker Chris. Bone Addiction, I know his channel would have a lot of things you'd be interested in. He lots of land management, lots of food plots, and then of course hunts. He's got some other outdoor stuff sprinkled in with that.
Yeah. And we got a big sister channel called Whitetail Obsession. My buddy's channel there. I co-host it with him.
Yeah. So you'll see
between the two of us.
Yep, his name's Dave. So you guys check him out as well.
I think between the two of us, we have. I think we have almost 700 videos combined. Yeah. Of course, majority of them are his because he's been doing it longer. I have almost 200, and he has 450 or something like that. I don't know. I don't keep track of that, but yeah, we got a bunch of stuff combined, and I go on his channel. He comes on mine. We work together on food plotting and consulting, and we hunt together.
That's pretty cool.
I'm sure they'll find something on one of them channels they like.
Oh yeah. Oh, I guarantee you. So,
yeah.
How's Wanda in Louisiana doing?
She's probably hot.
Everything outdoors. Yeah, Louisiana. So my son is actually down there training in Louisiana right now. So
is he?
It's hot. He said it's hot down there. Of course, up northern is.
Yeah. Well, they claim humidity down there is bad, I guess.
Yeah. Well, that's what he actually said. Is if it wasn't so humid, it'd be bearable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Bone Addiction. Definitely check him out. Yeah. So that's. Yeah, Bone Addiction said he's watched some of the Whitetail Obsession channel. So you've probably seen Chris.
You've probably seen me then, yeah, because I do a lot of the filming and co-hosting, and I'm the one that hunts with Dave. Yeah.
Yep. He said he remembers seeing you on that channel.
Okay, well, the City Sticker one's that's the sister channel. That's my personal channel. But see how all that came about too, Boxy. I guess I didn't even finish that story. Is I started filming for him, and as a young guy coming up through the ranks, I was kind of a loner type, and all my buddies weren't serious about hunting, right. And I was taking guys out and letting them hunt my spots and stuff, and then they started hunting my spots during the week when I was living in Pittsburgh.
Gotcha.
That's how I became a loner.
Right.
So I had to keep my spots to myself after that. But anyhow, getting back to how this whole YouTube thing started was, working with Dave and us helping each other. And he had cameras, I had cameras. I had tons of B-roll stuff. And he's like, you ought to just start your own channel. You got so much footage. That's how it all started.
Right.
Yeah. And I didn't know how to work some of that stuff. I didn't know how to get on it and edit videos and things. And I don't use fancy editing. I just use whatever YouTube has for now. He's trying to get me to upgrade, but I'm not a technical guy. You can't you can't teach these old dogs new tricks sometimes,
I tell you what, I've been nothing but my editing was just basically I would slice it or cut it or whatever you would call, and then I would put a transition in there and go on to the next part.
Yeah.
But I am trying to work on it. After 5 Outdoors, he does some awesome editing. Rita Prowl Outdoors that I had on last week.
Yes.
He's another channel that does awesome work. There's a few others in this channel that does very good on their editing.
Right.
So I did actually purchase Filmora is the name of it.
Yes, that's what I think Dave uses that, and he's trying to get me to get on that, and because he said I need to do what do you call it when you're still talking but you're showing a clip? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called either, but I'm trying to do that.
Like a voiceover type of thing, I guess you
want to call it. Yeah.
Yeah. He says I should get that Filmora so that you could hear me talking while I'm showing a clip or whatever, which would be beneficial, but
yeah. So I actually just did my unboxing for this from JB Outdoors. So I actually had 3 camera angles, and I thought I'm gonna when I do this, that's gonna be my video that I'm gonna actually practice on and try to do that. And I was able to get the two different angles on there and still use the same audio out of just the one. But when I tried to introduce the third one, just trying to get the clips to line up, I obviously I was probably making it harder than it really is.
Oh yeah.
But it worked out. I thought I did pretty good with it. But.
Since I don't do a lot of the voiceover stuff, I do a lot of splicing.
Mm-hmm.
And just lining stuff up just right. And I mean, I'm not saying I'm good at it. I'm just saying I do the best I can. I don't have any experience at it. I've just been winging it.
Yeah. Yep. Bone Addiction is going to definitely check your content out.
Well, I appreciate it, buddy. I hope you enjoy it. And if you're inclined, subscribe. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Always leave that comment for sure.
Yeah.
Daddy Duck said it's so humid here where it is so humid here that fish are walking across the road to get to the other side.
Oh man.
Yeah. So Daddy Duck, that's exactly what I just purchased that a couple months ago, and I'm just starting to learn how to use it. So I'm hoping it will help my editing skills. I doubt it, but I'm going to hopefully be able to do a few more extra things with it.
Hmm. Yeah.
So Cecilia says, if you want to get your whites really white, do hot water, bleach, Mr. Clean, and borax.
Mm-hmm.
It'll get blood out of it. I have done that for years.
Have to remember that. I've got some borax. I just have to get some Mr. Clean.
Yeah. So that would work on whites. I'm gonna assume so. Like with like your hunting clothes and stuff like that, you get all the camouflage. I get blood on it and stuff. I just regularly wash it out because that's just part of the camo pattern now. That but I never thought. I mean, to wash it maybe in like a borax or something first, and then rewash it in my unscented.
Right.
That'd probably work good.
Thanks, Daddy Duck. Appreciate the sub. Antler addiction guy. I appreciate that too, man. Or bone addiction. I'm sorry. Appreciate that sub.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting a couple subs here, Boxy. So this is working. I mean, it's good. I mean, like I said, this community of people on here, there's a wide variety of people. And I know my channel's not for everybody. And I know not everybody's going to like what I'm doing or maybe not even like me. But I'm a down-to-earth guy. I am who I am. I do have a couple haters, though. There's actually a video. Did you see that video?
Yeah.
I got a big thumbs down on my.
I saw it. I did not watch it, but I saw it. I'll have to go in and watch that.
I called the video something like "I love my haters too."
That's what.
We got. We're pretty sure we know who this is, and he hits Dave and I both. It's a disgruntled guy that we were supposed to go consulting for, but he did not keep his end of the bargain on keeping in touch with us. So when the time came, we couldn't go because he didn't make the proper availability for us to come to see him,
Right.
And he asked us some questions on YouTube and we answered them. And then he turned around and went to another YouTube channel and told him what we said and asked this other YouTube guy, well, would you do it this way? Or I was told to do it this way. Would you do? So he was bouncing all these other YouTube channels with our answers.
Gotcha.
Like checking on us or something. I don't know, but we're pretty sure we know who this is. Almost every video I put out for the last year, I get 2 thumbs down because he has 2 channels.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
And Dave gets the same thing.
So live in Minnesota Outdoors is in the house. Come in, says hello, everyone.
Hey, living
that giveaway package that you won from our rendezvous. Chris is the gentleman that you got the turkey call.
Yeah, the box call.
The giveaway was from Chris. He actually gave that for that giveaway.
Yeah. I had a lot of stuff here at the house, and when Adam contacted me for that, and I said, "Yeah, man, I'm going to try to make it." And then I got back to him and I said, "Hey, how do you feel about me donating?" Because I didn't know if anybody was donating anything or not. I didn't know what the agenda was going to be. And I said, I've got some box calls here. See, when I lived in Pittsburgh, we started a brand new chapter of Turkey Federation called the Allegheny Valley chapter. And I was on the board. There was like 12 or 13 of us or something. And you have those chapter banquets every year. Fundraisers, you have gun raffles and all this stuff. And first couple years that we had the banquets, there wasn't a whole big draw. As city people, turkey hunting, that wasn't a big thing at that point in time. And they didn't know what a Turkey Federation banquet was and all that jazz. So there wasn't that many people there. So if you showed up, you had high chances of winning something. Well, I had over the years, I had box calls, knives, prints, all kind of stuff. The first year I sold, we had 11 guns that we gave away. We bought them out here at Grice's in Clearfield County, the biggest PA gun store. We got 11 guns from them, and it was a ticket sale. I sold 3 of the winners, and this looked like a setup because out of 11 guns, I sold 3, and guess what? My mom and dad won a gun each, back to back. It made it look horrible. But yeah, that's where I got the box calls from. I had a bunch of that stuff left over, But yeah, I wanted to donate them because, a cool way to get to know some people. And when Adam talked about giving that box away to one of the viewers, I thought, yeah, man, that's cool. Throw one of them box calls in that cardboard box.
Yeah.
Living MM got it, man.
I actually I'd like that. That was a great idea, when we had talked, because it all started just I was just gonna give a couple traps away and stuff like that, and then everybody just started actually throwing me some super chats and stuff, and I'm like, I'm not going to take these so I actually took those super chats, and then of course I bought more onto the actual the packages, and then I'm like, they kept sending me some money. I'm like, well, holy smokes. So then I went and bought I got a little fishing thing, and then it just evolved from there. Then Gio brought his stuff, you brought stuff, so and then for us to decide, hey, let's just put a little bit of everything together for a package for everybody that was in the live that night. So it was pretty cool. And of course, Living MN Outdoors is probably really appreciative that we decided to do that. So that was pretty cool.
Man, he was the beneficiary of all that stuff.
Yeah.
That was a cool package.
Daddy Duck's asking you for your food plots and stuff. Are they strictly basically deer and turkey, or is there do you do waterfowl as well?
To be honest, Daddy Duck, our lease is nowhere near water except for a little creek that runs through it. Here at my house, I'm not around water either. I mean, the Clarion River is not far from me, but the stretch of Clarion River that I'm around, it's all camps. If you Boxer, you've seen it. There's camps stretched all along the river, so you can't even really shoot around there, So, yeah, I never went waterfowl hunting. It interests me, but I've never done it. I've ate some of it. Some of it I wasn't impressed with. Some of it was okay. I've had a guy. My old boss used to have Christmas party, and he would smoke a duck. Yeah. And it was okay, And I hear geese are greasy, I don't know about that, but that's what I hear.
So real quick, I'm gonna end up having to shut this down. My wife's actually going to be headed to bed, and the bedroom's right up here.
Okay.
But real quick, Josh says, Chris, funny story. Boss was having trouble with her flowers, grass, and plants, so gave her some antler grow, and told her to spray it, but was not responsible for the deer that were in her yard.
Yeah, for sure. That antler grow, here's a shameless plug. I told you that's who we sit at the booth at Harrisburg show for. And antler grow is a micronutrient. Okay, so you have your major fertilizer, you have NP and K, but the antler grow is the miners. It's the micronutrients, and a lot of that gets mined out of your soil year after year when you're growing stuff, and you have to replace it sometime to balance your soil. So that's what antler grow is, and it has a sticker and surfactant in it, and you spray it. And it's water fast within minutes. And the surfactant that they use, it loosens the pores and allows it to be absorbed in whenever there's moisture, dew, rain, snow, whatever. But what's cool about the sticker is it's called Argosy, and Argosy is almost like rubberized. So when the plant's growing, it grows with the plant and stretches. When a deer bites it off, it stays with that remaining plant. Okay, so it stays on the plant, and it stays. They've done tests, plant analysis, that this stuff will stay in your plants like 2 months. Okay, so even if you're getting ready to, like, he's got a side of that business called Crops to Cattle. These big Western farmers buy this stuff and they spray their hay and they get a better yield. They get like an extra cutting. But yeah, this stuff is just, it is good stuff. I'm telling you, you guys got to try this. And the NPK is just, it's liquid. It's like a liquid fertilizer. It's NP and K, and it's, it's a couple different numbers there. So, but you can mix them together. The NPK is not sticker and surfactant, but when you mix them together, now it sticks to the plant with it. So it's foliar feeding. You're not spraying it on the dirt. You're spraying it on the plants. Mm-hmm. So you feed the plant, and it's basically, I hate to say this, but it's like Miracle-Gro.
Right.
For your garden. But it's this is what you're doing for your food plots. Right. It's good stuff, and I mean, I would recommend it to anybody. And Josh is now using it, but it's just a super attractive. It makes stuff so nutrient packed, and the palatability from it will attract deer, and it has a U.S. patent in the agriculture side, so you can spray it all year round. Okay, we've gone out, we've gone into a deer blind and took a 1 gallon sprayer with us and sprayed it in front of the plot, and deer would actually come funneling in right to that spray. And so it's not illegal. It's used year round. And some people say, oh, well, that's baiting and blah, blah, blah. It's legal. Mm-hmm. I'm a firm advocate of doing anything that's legal. Right. People from Ohio can bait, so they do it, and whatever. Do whatever's legal. Right. If it ain't for you, don't do it. But don't chastise people for doing something that's legal. Right. But we've done that before. We've actually went out and sweetened up the plot with the minerals, because it's minerals. I mean, guys are putting out salt blocks and mineral blocks. This is liquid mineral. You have acres of mineral lick, if you will. You just sprayed it on your plants and it's dried. Instead of putting a salt block there for them all to lick at the same exact spot and possibly get EHD and CWD and all this stuff. No, now you're spreading it out throughout the whole plot. You're spraying everything, and now you've essentially got however many acres you planted. Now you got that many acres of mineral lick, and it's right on the plant, and it's high packed nutrients. Like I said, it sticks with the plant, and even if you sprayed it on and next week you mow the hay, it stays in the plant. Or if you spray it on and you want to till your plant or your plot in for the fall or whatever, say you spray it on the summer, you want to, the next week you decide, I'm going to till that all up and I'm going to plant my stuff for fall now. Well, you tilled that stuff under and it stays in the plant. So when it's in the soil now that's going to be feeding your next crop. Wow. Some cool stuff, man. Yeah. I mean, between the seed, the Antler-Gro, I mean, we've got Ferminator. They got us I don't know if you guys know what a Ferminator is. That thing's pretty slick. Have you seen that? Yes. If the guys in the chat have not seen what a Ferminator is, go into my playlist or go into my videos and look and see what a Ferminator is. It's a food plot implement, So it's not a no-till, but you can disc with it, seed, and cultipack in one pass. Yeah. That was pretty neat. I did like that. Pretty cool. That sucker weighs 880 pounds. So I mean, you could put some pressure down,
Right.
you know, and they make them in all different size models. They even make one now, instead of having the discs on the front, there's a model that actually has a tiller that you can hook up to your PTO, and it'll till, seed, and call to pack all in one pass. Pretty neat implement. But yeah, we got some irons in the fire. We got some people interested in partnering with us and things, and I'm just trying to, you know, like I said, we got Dave's channel all blowed up now. Now I'm trying to get my sub count up and stuff, get some good supporters, you know, get some loyal
hopefully
people.
you're at 550 now at least. I know you're at 540. I know if you know you're not now you're you know into this community and stuff like that. I see you into some of these lives, and you know I see your comments on some of the. I think I'm hoping to see your channel actually rise as well. If there's people out there that are into deer hunting, land management, and food plots, for sure you have the content that they need to watch. And
yeah, we got a lot of cool content.
Yeah.
I think I just think I didn't have enough good publicity, I guess. I mean, I get the views, and I get a lot of people that like the videos and stuff like that, but it's hard to get people to subscribe nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, they just want to watch the videos and click through them, like trail mix. They want to pick out what they like, you know, and throw away the rest. You know,
Right.
They want to click through your video and get to the point, and then, but they, you know, like it's important, like you're saying, you need to get in there and watch someone's whole video, and then make a comment or whatever. You know,
Right.
that helps some people out. You know,
Yeah,
for sure.
that's why I like playlists. I like to go I would just go into one of your playlists, and I
Yes.
just put that, and it's auto, you know. So like I'll actually watch a video, and then it goes down like that.
For sure.
A lot of times, if I'm home by myself, I actually I just go on my, I stream through my TV. I just put it on there, like I'm watching TV, and I just watch them all. Now I can't comment, but then I can go back, and then I go on my laptop, and then I make my comments, and I hit the like button and stuff from there. But,
I try to organize stuff, and I try to put stuff in those playlists, you know, because like you said, I sprinkle some of them videos in, and some of them sprinkled ones don't go into playlists, but I try to clump everything together, you know. I mean, there's a lot of product reviews in there, a lot of business spotlights that I did for some of the local companies and stuff that I support here, you know. I mean, I took a butcher shop down the road. The guy butchers my deer, and I went in there and we made a tutorial of his shop, and showed everybody what he does and his prices and everything and what he can do for them. And he was getting phone calls from all over the United States, because we're in a CWD zone. Okay, we're in a CWD zone, and he had butchers from all over the United States calling him. Hey, how do you clean your shop, and how do you get away with this, and how do you do that, you know? And I mean, that video reached out. I mean, it's up to like 2,500 views, almost 3,000 views now.
Nice.
You know? And he's getting phone calls all the time. And he's like, dude, we got to make a new video. He's like, that thing went everywhere. He's like, I'm going to update it this year. Because last year or 2 years ago when I made that, I like wanted to interview him, but he didn't want to talk. He didn't want to talk. He just wanted me to video and me talk through the video. And so that's what we did. And it got all these views and all these phone calls and stuff he was getting. He's like, we got to make a new video. He's like, and I'll talk this time. I promise. You know? I'm like, dude, you just hurt yourself. You know, I said, we could have got you a lot more. And it did, you know, he got a lot of business out of that, you know, and he appreciated it. Like I said, it's about give and take, man. It's not, you can't be selfish in this, you know, and I'm not after. Yeah, it'd be nice to get 1,000. If I get hours, it'd be nice to get a small paycheck or something. But
yeah,
I work a job. I mean, I go to work. That's my paycheck. I'm not looking to make much from this, you know, if at all, or if ever, you know.
Yep.
But it would be nice to get to 1,000 and be able to make something. That'd be cool, but that's not my intent. But our intent, and I know I'm speaking for Dave here too, but our intent was we like making this videos and we like doing this tutorials of the plots. We like going and visiting people and talking to them about their plots and consulting and land managing. And we just like to help people. We're giving people as far as knowledge wise. I mean, not that we know everything, but we'll help anybody if they ask, you know?
And
All you gotta do is
that
ask.
kind of comes down to, what I always say is share your passion.
Yeah.
And, whether it's farmsteading, homesteading, fishing, hunting, land management, food plots. And I can definitely tell you have a passion, and
Yeah.
I appreciate you sharing that because a lot of good information there. And I'm happy to know that when I'm watching those videos and stuff, I was doing something right. I do believe.
Yeah, cool. Well, you commented on a video tonight about when we took TJ hunting. We took a guy on his first hunt and he was able to shoot a deer.
Yep.
Okay. Well, there's nothing greater than taking a new hunter out and having them shoot something,
Right. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just a blast. I mean, there was so much giggling and high-fiving and stuff that day. I mean, and the dude's not young. I mean, he's almost a 30-year-old man, and I mean, he just, the excitement, it was just cool. Really cool. I mean, we've had, before my dad got sick, we had my dad in the blind before, if we can get my kid a little bit healthier, we want to get him out. He wants to shoot a turkey,
That's awesome.
But he's struggling a little bit with Crohn's. He has Crohn's disease, and we're on the right path, but we just don't have it down yet, so.
Okay.
Now, can I mention one more thing before we go? I know you want to get off of here.
No, you're good. You're good.
I still ask, like I said, I'm a man of faith, and I appreciate you guys, everybody in the chat. If you're a praying person, some of these people weren't here earlier. My dad's laying in ICU fighting for his life. He's got congestive heart failure. He was in there for COVID and stuff, and his heart and lungs are bad, and he's defying the odds. They didn't give him any chance to live, and he's been fighting. And if we got some prayer warriors in that chat, I covet your prayers. I really do. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. With that, I send my prayers to not your father, but the family as well, because we know that it's hard on the families as well. So
yeah, my dad's a good guy, and he's loved by all.
Yeah. So I know I see a bunch of people here is going to be putting in here about sending prayers to you and stuff like that. So
yeah, that's cool. I appreciate it.
With that, I do got to end this chat.
I know you got to go, and I got to get up at 3 a.m.
Yeah, I do appreciate you coming up on here.
Man, I appreciate you, buddy. This is good. This has been good. Good stuff.
I definitely enjoyed checking your channel and bringing this showcase.
I appreciate it.
There's many more videos that I haven't even scratched the surface yet that I will be watching. And
you'll see the progression too, Box. You'll see the progression too. If you go back to the real early videos, you could tell they were kind of shoddy, and I was trying to learn what I was doing. They get a little bit better as they come.
Well, I can tell you this: the next time we meet up, we'll have some stuff to talk about. That's for sure.
For sure. These guys in this chat over here, if we can get them to that rendezvous and we can all meet up, that's cool. That would be cool. Some of them could come. I appreciate that, Mark J. Yep. Thank you.
Lion Cook come in, says he's looking to check out your channel as well, Chris.
Thanks, Lion Cook. Appreciate it, man. Like I said, I'm the real deal. I'm just the average guy. I got a house, a family, and a job, and I'm just an average guy. And I'm passionate about what I do. I don't know if you like my comment, or my content, but you might like me.
All right, guys. So with that said, I appreciate each and every one of you coming in here.
I do too. I do too.
Check City Sticker Chris out, guys. He's got great content. Again, and I just, as always, share your passion. And from Boxy, you guys have a blessed week.
Cool. Hey, Boxy,
Have a good
thanks.
night, Chris.
I'll be keeping in contact with you, but I appreciate this tonight.
Absolutely.
Goodbye, everybody in the
wonderful week.
chat.
Good night. Have a
Good
blessed
night.
week, all.